On May 10, 2026, the Spanish port of Tenerife became the staging ground for a medical quarantine centering around a luxury cruise ship. Thousands of miles away, at that exact same moment, UK paratroopers were jumping from an RAF transport plane over the South Atlantic. Their mission required dropping 7,300 pounds of emergency medical supplies onto Tristan da Cunha, the most remote inhabited archipelago on Earth. These two events were part of a coordinated 22-country evacuation, utilizing a global network of air ambulances and military transports. This chart highlights the crucial anomaly, the scale of the logistical response versus the number of patients. As of May 12th, there were only 9 confirmed cases and 3 deaths. This raises a central mystery. Why is the World Health Organization authorizing military-grade logistics for an outbreak in the single digits? The answer lies in the biology of the pathogen aboard the MV Hondius. On April 1st, the MV Hondius departed from Ushuaia, Argentina, beginning a voyage that would soon turn into a biological crisis. The index case was a Dutch passenger who boarded the ship after completing a 4-month road trip through the rural heart of South America. He fell ill just 5 days into the voyage and died on April 11th. At the time, his death was dismissed as natural causes. His wife later disembarked in St. Helena and caught a flight to Johannesburg, South Africa, where she died 2 days later from the same unknown affliction. Genomic sequencing of the sick passengers finally identified the deadly pathogen on May 4th as the Andes hantavirus. The MV Hondius had unknowingly become an active incubator for one of South America's most dangerous biological agents. Hantaviruses are typically rodent-borne diseases found in wild populations across the globe. Humans usually contract the virus by inhaling aerosolized particles from the urine or droppings of infected animals, like the common vole. In standard hantavirus cases, the chain of infection stops at the human host. Outbreaks remain rare because the virus hits a dead end. The Andes strain is the biological outlier. It is the only known hantavirus that can spread directly from person to person. This unique transmission capability, combined with the close quarters environment of a cruise ship, exponentially multiplied the risk for everyone on board. Compounding the danger is the virus's massive incubation period. It can take 6 to 8 weeks for symptoms to appear, allowing for over a month of asymptomatic spread. By the time the virus was identified on May 4th, the window to contain the ship's population had already shattered. This delayed discovery is exactly what triggered the extreme logistical response seen at the beginning of this story. Weeks before the virus was identified, 30 potentially exposed passengers had already disembarked and flown home on commercial flights. These individuals were now asymptomatic carriers, dispersed across the globe with no knowledge of the virus they were harboring. This map shows the flight paths radiating outward from St. Helena and Tenerife to Canada, Europe, and Asia, triggering a frantic international contact tracing effort. Health agencies faced the logistical nightmare of tracking cabin mates and flight attendants across international borders to establish these quarantine zones. The Tenerife evacuation signaled the start of a grueling 42-day waiting game as health officials monitored every single contact for signs of a fever. The stakes are lethal for those infected. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome has already put a French evacuee on a ventilator in intensive care. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has warned that countries must remain on high alert, as the long incubation period makes more cases likely. As human activity encroaches further into wild habitats, these types of zoonotic spillovers are expected to occur with increasing frequency. The MV Hondius outbreak proves that a single interaction with a rodent in rural Argentina can trigger a global crisis within days. This event serves as a stark reminder of our biological vulnerability, but it also stands as a testament to the power of unified international solidarity